As more countries across the globe resort to stricter movement restrictions to mitigate the COVID-19 spread, many are now turning to gardening to help them cope during this lockdown. Now, this trend is also being echoed in South Africa. This is according to Candied, a free community gardening app that has reports of a major spike in user movement on their app platform during this time compared to last year. And to tell us more about this globally booming phenomenon, let's speak to Shani Krige, the marketing lead at Candied, who is now joining us via Skype. Shani, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Good morning.
In these times of uncertainty and change, people around the world are valuing their gardens and plant spaces more than ever before. Is this a correct observation, Shani? Is that what you see?
Absolutely. It's been incredible to see how people are reaching out to their gardens and enjoying the spaces and really seeing and experiencing the benefit of a garden or plants and just an outdoor space.
Let's talk about this app, the free community gardening app that connects gardeners at the touch of a green finger, and the kind of volume of users it has been experiencing.
Yes, so Candied is a free gardening app, as you've mentioned. And in South Africa, we're actually in autumn now, so we're supposed to see the activity in Candied downscaling because of the change of seasons going into winter. And we've seen the complete opposite on Candied, where we've had almost a 50% increase in activity in March during lockdown. And we've had such a spike in activity of people sharing and interacting with each other in Candied during this time and getting very creative with what they're doing in their gardens, with garden nurseries being closed and not having access to supplies, for instance.
Let's now speak about the power and the benefits of gardening, more especially now that we are in the middle of the nationwide lockdown.
So, a garden has been something that's always been there, forever. Thing that is so positive about a garden, whether you have an outdoor space or an indoor space, it's something that you care for and that it puts you in a positive mind frame. And it's really something wonderful to see and experience something grow that you've cultivated and that you care for. And then over and above that, during lockdown now, what's even more positive about a garden is the fact that you can use your garden to grow herbs and vegetables, that you can use at home and that you can cook with.
Do take us through, Shani, some of the creative and innovative ways that we can apply in making gardening fun for ourselves and even for the whole family.
Yes. So if you're into food gardening, autumn is a perfect time to now sow a number of root crops, so beetroot, carrots, as well as leaves, so you can grow Swiss chard now or lettuce, and get the kids involved. We've seen people taking egg trays out of their recycling material, and they added some soil to every single hole that the eggs were in, and then they sowed the vegetable seeds in those egg trays. And it's a nice activity for kids, and then they can plant that in the garden. If you're an indoor gardener, now is a perfect time to, with added time during lockdown, give some extra time and effort and attention to your indoor plants. Wipe the leaves before winter. Give your pots a good wash, perhaps. And then in outdoors, autumn is a wonderful month. It's not too hot. It's not too cold yet. So go out, go enjoy your garden. Have a look at wildlife in your garden. And then I think on top of that is, as I mentioned, autumn's a perfect time to planting. We all heard that nurseries opened last week. So get to the nursery to buy your favorite herb or plant and get it into the soil.
Initially, Candied launched the hashtag 21 Garden Days, encouraging users to share more of their activities during this period. Speak to us more about that.
Yes, so when lockdown started initially, we decided we want to start a small campaign where we can encourage people to share. So as we all know, lockdown was, the initial stage of lockdown was 21 days. So we decided, let's do a campaign for 21 garden days. And we just encourage people to share. So whether you are into food gardening or whether you are completely new to gardening, we just ask people, share with us what you did today in your garden. And we received such a positive response to the campaign that we had additional hashtags trending during that time. So garden gratitude, people being really grateful for their gardens was something that we saw. And then propagation isolation was also a secondary hashtag that started trending, where people started using the plants that they have in their garden, making it more, propagating it, and then planting it again.
Now, as we wrap this interview, Shani, what tips would you give to first-timers on just how to garden with limited resources at home?
So if you're a first-time gardener, the best place to start is herbs, I would say. It's something that is easy to grow generally, and it's also something that you can use in your daily cooking. If you are now in lockdown and you don't necessarily have, access to supplies, you can definitely also grow. You can regrow vegetable scraps. So if you think the top of a carrot or the bottom of a celery stem, you can put those cuttings into water and it'll regrow again. And then you can harvest and use those vegetables again in your cooking.
Shani, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
That's Candied SA marketing lead Shani Krige joining us via Skype from Cape Town to tell us more about the growing trend of home gardening that continues to boom during the lockdown.